So Donald Trump said if Kamala Harris was elected that she would have us in a war within 6 months, and Trump managed to pull it off in 5. So here we are now going to be covering another one of what's going to be Donald Trump's catastrophic failures. And just when you think this guy can't get any worse, he's worse, and he always will be. Don't ever think that there's ever a bottom with Donald Trump. He can always go lower and just leave us all sitting and scratching our heads. But before we really get rolling with this video and talk about the Republicans who are breaking with Trump and the ones who are calling for his impeachment because of this illegal attack on Iran, I want to go back and show how that Donald Trump felt about it years ago. He always loved using this as a weapon to throw against Obama. So I bookmarked these tweets over on the dumpster fire that is X. And here is Trump back in, let me get this pulled up here for you. Here is Trump back in 2013 saying, I predict that President Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. He also posted just a few days later in the same year, he said, remember what I previously said, Obama will someday attack Iran in order to show how tough he is. And then in November of 2013, he posted this. Remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. And then let's take a look at this video here together of Trump pulling us out of the Iran deal.
I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. In a few moments, I will sign a presidential memorandum to begin reinstating U.S. nuclear sanctions on the Iranian regime. We will be instituting the highest level of economic sanction. Any nation that helps Iran in its quest for nuclear weapons could also be strongly sanctioned by the United States. America will not be held hostage to nuclear blackmail.
So there he was, folks, pulling us out of the Iranian deal, and now he's got us knee-deep in a war in Iran. I know a lot of people are like, well, now, Brando, don't be hyperbolic. We're not knee-deep just yet. We're not really there yet. Trump said that it's already over. But I would just like to go back and remind people of when George W. Bush came out and said, mission accomplished. Y'all remember that? When he kind of had his own little parade at one point and came out and cosplayed as a soldier and said the mission was accomplished. And then the war just continued to go even further. And so I have no faith that this is just a one and done type of thing. But J.D. Vance says that we should all be happy because, back in those days, it was dumb presidents. We have a smart president now. Yeah, he actually said this out loud. Take a look.
Second thing is, Kristen, I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives. So this is not going to be some long, drawn-out thing. We've got in. We've done the job of setting their nuclear program back. We're going to now work to permanently dismantle that nuclear program over the coming years, and that is what the president has set out to do.
Yeah, folks, he actually said that with a straight face, but it kind of looks like he's having a hard time holding a straight face when Trump said this. Take a look.
And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry, folks. That's the smart president right there. He's got everything under control. But I actually love whenever Trump references the Bible or references God because it's so clear that he knows nothing about it and he doesn't know how to properly speak on it. I mean, I will give George W. Bush this. At least he was brought up in church and he could present himself in a more Christian manner. When George W. Bush said, we want to thank God or God bless America, you could say to yourself, okay, this was a guy that was brought up in church. But whenever Trump does it, it's always so awkward. I like to think everyone in no particular order first God. I mean, it's like he doesn't know where to work it in, but they're perfectly okay with this guy governing just like a king and just like a dictator. There's a whole lot of people who are like, hey, now wait a minute, Trump never called himself a king. And my argument is he's governing like one. He's governing like a dictator. And J.D. Vance in this next clip says that they didn't even know when Trump made the decision. Only Trump knows. It's so ridiculous that we're here, folks, but take a look.
When did President Trump exactly make this decision, and did he coordinate with Israel?
The president, honestly, Kristen, I don't know that any of us knew exactly when the president made the decision, except for the president himself. But if you back up a little bit, we engaged in this diplomatic process. I think that he decided probably by mid-May that this process was not going anywhere. And so he decided to issue some private ultimatums to the Iranians. And then eventually, of course, we decided to destroy the Fordo nuclear facility and some of these other facilities ourselves.
It truly is amazing to me just how hard he will go to bat for this guy. I don't think J.D. Vance is a stupid person at all, and I can't believe the lengths he will go to spin it. He has to be setting off camera before the camera starts rolling and saying to himself, okay, how am I going to spin this one? And it just comes off looking like they all worship this guy because, hey, we didn't even know. He just makes these decisions because he's such a genius. He's not the dumb president. It's absolutely ridiculous. But there are some who are pointing out that this move was illegal and that it is grounds for impeachment. And AOC is now calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump when she said this. The president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of Congress and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. And you know, folks, here's the thing. Regardless of your political leanings, I really don't care where you fall in the political spectrum. No one should want a president who doesn't have to go through Congress and can just strike a country whenever he feels like it. I don't want to sit back and wait for someone to do that, and I don't care what side of the political aisle that they're on. I don't care one day if we have a Democratic president again and they do the same thing, I will say the same thing. I don't want a president just overreaching that way and going around the system, but that's what Donald Trump wanted, and that's what Donald Trump got when the Supreme Court gave him immunity for official acts. Here we are in this boat where if they try to impeach him, do you not see him saying, well, that was an official act. I was in my rights to do what I thought needed to be done, and Congress be damned, my vice president be damned, anyone be damned. You know, he called in a few Republicans and told them what was going on, but the rest of the Democrats, you know, learned about it through a tweet. And so that's where we're at. But it's not just AOC calling for impeachment. It's not just people like AOC calling this out as being unconstitutional. Thomas Massey out of Kentucky has also called it unconstitutional, and he had this to say. Take a look.
Heard from Mitch McConnell, the former Republican leader, the senator, say it was a bad week for the isolationists. He was talking about Tucker Carlson and he was talking about Steve Bannon. Do you think that the president is making a choice here, or is he trying to have it both ways? Both saying, I'm going to please the hawks of the party by bombing, but then I'm going to say I want a peace deal and make the isolationists happy by saying, you know, I'm not committing to anything more than one and done.
Well, I'll concede this. It was a good week for the neocons in the military-industrial complex who want war all the time. I wouldn't call my side of the MAGA base isolationists. We are exhausted. We are tired from all of these wars, and we're non-interventionists. I mean, this was one of the promises. I mean, are you going to call President Trump's campaign an isolationist campaign? What he promised us was we would put America first.
And he promised no more wars, but now here we are. But let's really go back and think about this for a minute. Donald Trump pulled us out of the Iran deal, and why did he do it? Let's just be honest. He did it because it had Barack Obama's name on it. And anything that had Barack Obama's name on it, he wanted to come in and completely light a match to and light a torch to and get rid of it. And he did. And now he's hit Iran, and now he's offering them a peace deal. And no one sees the hypocrisy of all of this. And I really do hope that we see this blow MAGA straight up. No pun intended. I really do. I hope that we see them crumble from this. I hope we see them fall apart, because I would like to at least see someone stick to their original plan, which was we want no more wars. What sickens me is the ones that will just roll with Donald Trump right into this, the ones that will go to bat for him and find a way to defend it. But I love how that she referenced the hawks within the party right there and acknowledged that those Republicans do still exist and they're there. But I would argue this, MAGA is every bit just as big of a hawk as the other ones. MAGA may not have wanted to see us go down the Thomas Masseys of the world, the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, the Steve Bannons. They might not have wanted to see us go down into a war in the Middle East again, but they were all for a civil war right here at home. So none of them will get a pass from me. They're all war hawks in my opinion, and they got what they asked for at the end of the day. They may not be getting everything they wanted, but when you vote for a guy that said he had to have immunity in order to be able to do his job, that guy's going to do whatever he wants to, and he does not care what you have to say about it. So no, they're not getting what they voted for, but yeah, they kind of are, because they allowed a madman in who will just run rampant over anything with no regard for anything. And so here we are. Now we're going to be covering a Trump war. And I don't mean to be hyperbolic. I'm not trying to be. I hope that we come out of this and can get on the other side of it and make it through. But a Trump war is pretty damn terrifying to me. Because, you know, you can say what you want to about George W. Bush. I'm never going to give him a pass. I think he was a terrible president. But he at least had some smart people around him pulling some strings. Donald Trump has loyalists who are sitting back waiting to see what he decides next, and then they'll get in there and figure out a way to go to bat for him. It's going to be a rocky road, and I had a friend of mine say that I ought to put the phrase "brace for impact" on a shirt, and I mean, here we are. That's all I know to say, folks. I wasn't trying to come up with a catchphrase. I was just trying to say, I guess it's time that we all brace for impact, but we'll see. I hope that we make it through this. I'm not at all shocked, though, that we ended up here after Donald Trump said Kamala Harris would do it in 6 months. He managed to do it in 5. I can't say that I'm shocked. Donald Trump is always going to do whatever the dictators of the world and his buddies say, the ones that he's cozied up to, and the ones who are playing him like a fiddle. And I will always point that out. These people are absolutely playing Trump, and there's a lot of people in his base that are too stupid to see it.